Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NMNTS Grand National Series. Tonight we'll be running the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero 200 at Darlington Raceway, presented by Motorcycle Racing Magazine. Dewey, it's going to be a pretty exciting track tonight. It's going to be hot out there. It's pretty greasy track, so it should be pretty interesting to see boys can hold on to their cars each and every lap.
It should be a tough one for these guys here tonight. A lot of Darlington stripes being given out during practice. They're going to try and keep it straight for 130. Ryan Daniels down to the inside wall here in qualifying early.
He was able to get one lap in at a 28.73. It'll give him good enough for quick time at this point.
Cody West, the other car on the track, in the number 77 Altel throwback scheme here, coming off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice here tonight a lot of guys with the throwback scheme, kind of going with how NASCAR does in real life. We did their throwback night at Darlington. We're doing the same over here tonight. So there's a lot of cars that have a lot of cool paint schemes, Tom.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's going to be a lot of fun watching all these different cars out there, these throwback paints. Quite a few guys up here have really got into it and done it pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see how many cars. It looks like we're going to have about 20 riders on the track tonight, so we've got a pretty decent little field for this shorter track here at Darlington. It is only 1.36 miles. We've got 4 corners. It looks like track temp's going to be about 106 degrees tonight, so it's going to be slippery. Handling's going to go away on these cars pretty quick.
The 59 of David Levine on track now, the Winn-Dixie throwback scheme. Joining him in this 72, also a Winn-Dixie car, that's Kenneth Youngs. Levine comes around for his first lap. 28.377, that is quick time currently.
Yeah, Dewey, we saw quite a few fast times up here in the top 5-6 guys here. I think all the top 5 fastest guys in practice were all under 28 flat, so it'll be interesting to see if those times hold up for this qualifying session that we're running right now. And it'll be interesting to see once we get up here towards the end of these guys qualifying who's going to take the pole time. Got everybody up there within about 3/10 of each other.
David Levine with the quick time, 28.136. Kenneth Young, second, 28.616. Looks like we'll have the 13 of Jason Burgess and the 00 of Gordon Larson Jr. next out on track for their qualifying attempt.
Coming onto the track is the 00 Gordon Larson. He's going to start his warm-up lap before he comes around to grab the green for his qualifying opportunity.
We catch up here with current quick time. David, the track seems to be a little bit tricky out there tonight.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the world's biggest understatements. It's pretty hot and pretty slick out there, and I guess it's the whole night's going to be about just keeping the tires underneath you and not hitting the fence and doing everything you can to just keep the car going straight.
Yeah, David, it looks to be pretty interesting. What, like you said, I think it's entry into 1 is going to be pretty loose tonight, as well as exit off of 2. I'm not so sure about 3 and 4. What did you see out there during practice?
practice. This Winn-Dixie car was a little bit out to lunch, but I think I was able to kind of figure it out for qualifying. But yeah, like you said, the entry to 1 and the exit to 2 are real sketchy. 3 and 4, you're at least on the brake a little bit more, so you can kind of use the brake to control what the car does. But 1 and 2, being as fast as it is pretty much just about hanging on and hoping that the back end of the car doesn't want to try to lead.
Alrighty, David. Well, we want to say thank you for joining us up here in the booth, and good luck this evening here at Darlington.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully we can see you guys later.
That was David Levine. He's still currently quick time. Jason Burgess now second, 28.213. Gordon Larson Jr. clocked in at 6th. Right now you have the 2 of Michael Redding on track with the 43 of Craig Lehrman as well.
Craig Lehrman in the 43 Dewey just took his green flag, so he's going to be coming around on the backstretch right now. So let's see how he runs for a time. Coming up, he is pretty quick in practice, was just about close to cracking the 28-second mark. So if he picks up any time at all, he should be right in there with the top 5.
Michael Redding in 1 and 2 doing a little bit of dirt tracking back to his roots. Lap 2 knocking the count. First lap he got 3rd, 28.384.
So Craig Lehrman's going to be satisfied with his 4th quickest time right now at the 28.513. He's pulling her down into the pits. 1 and done for him.
Next out, the 85 Zach Lindgren in a Rusty Wallace throwback scheme.
Oh, looks like he gets a little loose coming off of 2 there, doing it, catches the inside wall.
Darlington definitely proving to be a handful here this evening with the NMNTS Grand National Series. He's going to clock in 28.879 for his first lap. He needs a big improvement on lap number 2. .32 of Ryan Broderick on track now, the Great Clips sponsored Camaro.
And Zach Lindgren in the 85 picks up quick time, Dewey. He's able to qualify with a 27.81 on his last lap. That is lightning fast.
Ryan Broderick comes around to get the green. He'll be joined by the 89 of Spence Thompson. Able to catch up here with the driver of the number 2 machine, Michael Redding. And Michael, you look like you were getting back to your roots there, doing a little dirt tracking in 1 and 2.
Yeah, she's slick tonight. I like it. Hoping we can keep that thing up front. I don't like where I'm starting. Probably should have scratch started from the rear to let people eliminate themselves, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens on the start of the race and some of these restarts side by side going through the race, Michael. Getting into turn 1, it's going to be tough, especially if too wide. There's not a lot of room in there, and if you come in too hard into turn 1, you're going to push up into the car on the outside. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on the restarts tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping that when qualifying ends, I'm on the bottom, and I'm just going to drop down and let them go. Just kind of work my way back from the rear.
Well, great run on your qualifying lap. We're looking forward to seeing you go tonight. Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank Andrew for making this throwback Mark Martin Lone Star paint scheme. That's about it. Kind of short for words tonight. I'm just kind of getting zoned in.
No problem. We'll let you get back to the track. Thanks for joining us up here in the booth, and hopefully we'll be talking to you a little later.
All right, thank you, guys.
Mike Bruno, Tyler Justice on track. They're both in Throwbacks paint schemes here tonight. They're both the sim spec drivers here as Mike Bruno gets loose off of 4. Coming for his first lap. He's still clocked in 4th with a 27.913. Pretty incredible for almost losing it off of 4.
Yeah, it was one hell of a job saving that car coming off that loose turn on 4. Let's see if he can improve on the second lap here, Dewey.
Tyler Justice comes across. First lap, 27.574. He's going to grab the pole and get into the wall here in 1 and 2.
Looks like that's going to do it for Mike Bruno. He's going to finish with a 27.91. He will be 5th quickest in that SimSpec PC Tower throwback paint scheme. Well, Dewey, that will wrap up the qualifying for tonight. Looks like, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Justice will be your TN Designs Pole Award winner once again with a quick time of 27.574. Pretty solid lap, improved over his practice by a full 10th. Dewey, I think we'll have him coming in here pretty soon. Hopefully we can track him down for an interview. While we're doing that, I just want to give a big shout out to Motor Sims Racing Magazine for putting on and being the series sponsor this year. Go check them out at www.motorsimsracing.com. Want to say a big thank you to TN Designs being our pole award tonight, and BA Graphics, and also our 2 major sponsors who are in here night in, night out. That SimSpec PC Towers is the first one. Go check them out at www.simspec.com. Awesome group of people over there providing us out here, and the racers of Cross Die Racing with SimSpec PC Towers. Go check them out, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with them. They have a Facebook page as well. And also want to say a big shout out to Hancock's Quality Goods. Go check them out at www.oilcanhancocks.com. We got a pretty unique little niche of fragrances there for men and women. Go check them out. Pick up something for your significant other.
Able to catch up here with Tyler Justice. And Tyler, congratulations on yet another pole award, but this track seems to be a little tricky for everyone tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks though. Yeah, it's a little slick. Temperature's a little hot here tonight, 116 degrees, so that's gonna be tricky. You basically gotta let it coast in and not hit the gas going into the corner or coming out. Let it coast through the corner to not spin out, because if you turn on the entry or exit too much, you'll just go right around because of how slick it is, and you'll eat your tires up like that. But hopefully we can conserve the tires and finish strong.
Well, congratulations on that run out there, Tyler. Good job. It's good talking to you again. Anybody you want to thank?
Yes, sir. I want to thank my sponsor, SimSpec, for being on the car. I want to thank John Barron, Kenneth Yance. I want to thank all my teammates. Hope they have a good race. I want to thank Michael and Bradley and you guys in the booth.
All right, perfect. Have a great race out there. Looking forward to catching up to you a little later.
I appreciate it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was your TN Designs Pole Award winner, Tyler Justice, in the number 7 SimSpec PC Tower rig. We will be going green here shortly, so you have a moment. Go grab a fresh drink of water or a cold beverage, some popcorn or a snack. We are going to have, I think, about 100 and, what was it, Dewey? How many laps are we doing again tonight?
Tonight is scheduled to be 130 laps around Darlington, and this ought to be an interesting evening with the track conditions here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like temperature's gone even up a little bit more. I thought it was 106 earlier. We are looking at 116-degree track temps this afternoon here at Darlington Raceway, the 1.36-mile oval with 4 turns. So it's going to be a lot of challenge for these guys tonight, holding on to their cars, keeping them clean. I think whoever is at the end that has the cleanest car is going to be the winner, Julie. I don't know. Tough to say, though. Anything could happen here at Darlington. You know that. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like race control is getting everything sorted out after that qualifying session. We will be seeing these cars come out to the grid here, getting the car set up here in the next 30 to 40 seconds. So, like I said earlier, if you got time, go ahead and grab yourself a quick cold beverage, sit back, get ready to watch these drivers pull these belts tight and go around this track 130 times tonight here at Darlington.
Before we get rolling here, I just want to say that, you know, everybody here, our thoughts and everything are going towards all those affected by the hurricane down in Houston, and we encourage you to help out any way you can by donating or you know, sending old clothes or anything like that. Those people, they need everything. They've lost it all. I'm not going to tell you a company or an organization or anything to send your money or send your donations to. There's plenty of it on Google if you just search up, you know, like one of them, example, Red Cross or just relief for Hurricane Harvey. But we just kind of wanted to throw that in there, that we are definitely thinking about all those people. And if you were able to, please help all them out, as that is just something that I can't even imagine going through. So if anyone is able, it would be much appreciated by all those folks down in Houston who have lost everything.
Yeah, definitely do. We couldn't say it better myself, ladies and gentlemen. Do anything you can out there. If you're logged in here watching now, looks like we have a few of you on board. Go ahead if you can, if you got time. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel at nobreaks.tv, or also check us out on our Facebook channel as well at nobreaks.tv. That being said, I want to give a big thanks to Tom Jenks up in the booth. He's going to be running the camera angles and everything for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. No Breaks TV is on board to broadcast again. We got a few drivers out there that are electing to go to the end of the line, so it should be interesting to see what we have going on here pretty quick.
While we're waiting, we'll go through your lineup real quick, scheduled. I know there's some EOL penalties end of line that guys are suggesting to take, but on the pole, scheduled to be the 7 of Tyler Justice, to his outside, the 85 of Zach Lindgren. Starting in third is the 32 of Ryan Broderick. To his outside is the 89 of Spence Thompson. Starting in the 5th position, that is the 19 of Mike Bruno. To his outside, the 59 of David Levine. The 7th starting position belongs to the 13 of Jason Burgess. To his outside is scheduled to be the 2 of Michael Redding. Starting 9th, the 43 of Craig Lerman. To his outside in 10th, the 72 of Kenneth Yontz.
Started inside row 11 will be the 77 Cody West with Ryan Daniels on his outside. Inside, just behind Cody West, will be Gordon Larson Jr. on the outside, Austin M. Jones. Behind him, Alan Westman, Christopher Matthews, Derek Robinson, Bradley Wilson, Corey Walters, Andrew Cardinale, and not ridden tonight will be the 24 of DJ Hargrove. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will have 20 cars on the track tonight.
Cars rolling down the back straightaway, heading towards turns 3 and 4. Tyler Justice, Zach Lindgren is set to lead you to green here at Darlington. Pace car ducks in. Flagman looking. Pull them tight, side by side, wheel to wheel, nose to tail. Green is out of Darlington. Tyler just is out to the early lead. Ryan Broderick right behind him. Zach Lindgren fell back.
77 spinning down to the bottom, and we will stay green, ladies and gentlemen, as that's currently a self-spin on Cody West.
Mike Bruno already up to 3rd from 5th on that start. A great start for the 19 as he's trying to hunt down Ryan Broderick for 2nd. Your outside pollster, Zach Lindgren, went from 2nd to 6th on the very first lap.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if that was planned or not. It looked like he just missed a shift getting the gear, and everybody went by him on the bottom. So I think, you know, we saw quite a bit of patience from these boys getting into turn 1 is basically what it was, because it is a tough battle in there side-by-side in turn 1, carrying all that speed.
Kenneth Yontz on pit road, heavy damage to the 72. Not sure what happened. Ryan Broderick with the slip up. Mike Bruno now in 2nd. Spence Thompson followed him through for 3rd.
Well, dude, it looks like we're getting to see a lot of what we've been seeing the last few races, which is some good racing, some good respectable racing from these guys. So if they're not quick enough to let the guys get it by on the track where it's clean to get by, and waiting for the opportunity later to come back and pass them back possibly. So I think it's going to come down to whoever can save their equipment, keep the nose on this thing. It might get a little pushy tight when we get further down the run, because I know right now some of the drivers were talking about how loose it was entering 1 and exiting 2. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we get further into a green flag run here.
A lot of give and take out there right now. All these guys talking about in practice the track's so hard to drive. And I think that is very smart by all these guys to kind of ease off and just try and save your car for the rest of the race. You gotta remember, we're only about 5 laps in and it's 130 laps total. That's a long time to wreck your car early just to try and get by somebody.
Yeah, I definitely do. I think, you know, from the earlier races we've done with these guys here in the past in the NMNTS, you know, had some pretty aggressive driving in the early parts of these races where it caused a few guys getting some accidents and caused some trouble. But now that we've made a few rule changes here to the league, you're starting to see that these guys are focused on saving their equipment until the end of the race. So I think we're going to see a lot of that throughout this race. These guys are going to want to maintain and wait for the tires to come into them on this track. So we saw in practice tonight, each track was pretty slick out there with the temperatures that we're seeing as well.
Tyler Justice clipped the wall a little bit, almost lost it down on the back straightaway, able to gather it back up. He's got a little bit of damage to the right side of that 7, but he still maintains the lead. Ryan Broderick with a little bit of problems there. The 13 of Jason Burgess into the wall, spins right in front of Craig Lehrman in 1 and 2. Great piece of driving by Jason Burgess to keep it going, and a great job by Craig Lehrman to get on the brakes and not cause massive damage. We will stay under green. Ryan Broderick tried to come down pit road, missed the entrance, so now he's going to roll around on the apron, try and get back up into the racing groove here for at least another lap until he can make it down pit road.
Don't look now, do we? But that leader's just about a half a straightaway from picking up the lap cars in the back. The slower cars running around the back. So Tyler Justice is on the move. He's pretty close to picking up Michael Redding and Alan Westman at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see if these guys can pick it up and start pushing a little further and stay on the lead lap. But Tyler Justice has been fast all night long, Dewey.
One of the faster cars from this evening, the 32 of Ryan Broderick, has taken it behind the wall into the hauler. He is done for the evening. Not sure what happened to the 32, running good up in the top 5 and just dropped down, and his night is over.
Next time by, ladies and gentlemen, we will have clicked off 14 laps of 130 so far. Some pretty clean racing. A couple guys did have some self-spins and ended up dropping out of the race. But that being said, got some pretty quality driving going on here. We got, looks like the 7 car, Tyler Justice, is all but caught the 2 of Michael Redding, and he is closing quickly.
Tyler's struggling to get through traffic here. We'll see if Mike Bruno can make his way up. He's only about a half second back, and Spence Thompson is 1 second behind the leader of Tyler Justice.
And the 2 of Michael Redding gives lead way to the leader, so pretty class act move right there by the number 2. He does give up a lap, but that being said, I'm sure he'll be back there towards the end of the race here, just running right up front. He's being patient with his rig and taking care of his stuff, so.
Everybody pretty spaced out right now, just trying to race the track itself, not really worry about the other cars on the track. That's always half the battle whenever you do race. Right now, the 17 of Alan Westman is in the sights of your leader, the 7 of Tyler Justice. Tyler Justice right on the bumper, the 17 of Alan Westman, and Alan looks to let him go by cleanly. But Mike Bruno has caught the leader of Tyler Justice.
He's got himself sandwiched there between the first and second place car. He's going to move down to the bottom of the straightaway, give him the opportunity to go by. Pretty smart racing there by the 17. There's always a chance, as long as he stays on the lead lap, if there is a caution, for him to be able to get his lap back.
About a straightaway of open track now for the 7 of Tyler Justice. So the next car to go a lap down would be the 00, but the 87 of Ryan Daniels gets into the wall. And Gordon Larson Jr. goes by the 87. Right now you have the 7 of Tyler Justice in the lead. Mike Bruno currently runs in the 2nd position. He is 4/10 back. Spence Thompson runs in 3rd place. Spence is 1.5 seconds back. Zach Lindgren right behind the 89 of Spence. In 5th is David Levine in the 59. He is 8 seconds back. In 6th from 21st is the 81 of Andrew Cardinale.
It's like we are out working on our 22nd green flag lap here tonight, Dewey. So we got a pretty good long run going here. I'm interested to see. I'm looking forward to seeing some green flag pit stops come out of this run.
'87 of Ryan Daniels spins on the front stretch. Massive damage to the
He
87.
hits the wall hard, but he is stopped down there on the front stretch, and as long as he stays off the racing surface, Dewey, we should stay green.
He was battling with Gordon Larson Jr., made a little bit of contact. And the 7 of Tyler Justice into the wall in 3 and 4, trying to save it. Mike Bruno to his inside for the lead. Great piece of driving by Tyler Justice, but your leader is now Mike Bruno, and Spence Thompson rockets to the inside of the 7. Tyler Justice into the wall out of turn 2, trying to save it again. Looks like he's going to hold on to it. Spence Thompson's going to try and beat him in turn 3. Looks like Spence will get the position. Zach Lindgren also looking down to the inside of the 7 of Tyler Justice. Zach Lindgren with a power move out of turn 2. A little bit of contact. No harm, no foul. That's Darlington, but that's going to allow Tyler Justice to keep the 3rd position for now. Zach Lindgren not going away.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that, Dewey. We're going to probably see quite a few of these guys kissing the wall, getting that stripe through towards the end of this run. You know, a lot of these guys we've had a few spins or self spins, so they've been down off the racing service, so it has not thrown a caution flag by the controllers. So that being said, we got some good green flag racing going on here. It's going to be a pretty good battle. You know, I thought for sure we would see Tyler hold on, but I think that's been his only nemesis the last few races, is he just gets into the wall a little bit early, gives up a position or two, and then he usually comes back and fights towards the end. So not that worried about it. Depends on how much damage he's actually picked up on that rig. Looks like he does have the right side of that car. The hood's pumped in and the bumper or the fender's pushed in over that tire. So we'll see if that affects his aero at all going down these straights. Doesn't seem to be doing too bad right now. He's running about where he should be. 28 laps into a green flag run, about 2 seconds off the original pace of the race start. Just kind of going through the field here, Dewey. Looks like the 19 of Mike Bruno's kissed the wall a time or two, too. He's got a little bit of damage over the right front of his car also.
The infamous Darlington stripe, definitely not a stranger to any driver in the field. David Levine had to do a good piece of driving to save his car. And while he was doing that, the 81, Andrew Cardinale breaks into the top 5.
"31 laps into it. I would imagine in the next 5 or 10 laps here, we'll start seeing these drivers start to take their green flag pits, pick up some fresh rubber and a full tank of fuel, get back out on the track as the rubber starts to build up in these corners. These cars are going to get tighter and tighter each time, and it's going to be harder to hold it in the center of the corner off the wall."
Currently 11 cars on the lead lap. The last one on the lead lap was the 12 of Corey Walters, as he is not too far away from being put a lap down by the 19 of Mike Bruno.
Yeah, Dewey looks like he's just about 3/4 of a straightaway ahead of him, and that time is clicking off pretty good as the leader, Mike Bruno, is running 29.97s right now. And Corey's running a 30 with a 1.5, so just about 2/10 separates the two drivers, 2/10 a lap. Mike Bruno's catching him. You know, somebody we haven't got a chance to talk about very much out here was that 43 of Craig Lerman from HRL Motorsports. He's having a pretty good run. He's cracked the top 10. He's in 7th position. He's only 12 seconds back of the leader, but he's out there running by himself right now for the most part. He's getting ready to catch David Levine, and hopefully they'll be able to put some good laps together and get some good side-by-side racing going on.
Every lap, Spence Thompson is inching closer and closer to the 19 of Mike Bruno. About 500th a lap or so. But the 89 is slowly reeling in the 19 of Mike Bruno, as he looks like he got a great run off of turn 2. So that is a battle to keep an eye on, as Spence Thompson trying to catch the 19 to take the lead here early in the race.
That's for sure, Dewey. We saw that a lot last week, too, with Spence Thompson in the 89 car. You know what? He held on to his equipment. He got himself a win last week, so I think we might be seeing that again here tonight, where he's holding on to his equipment. He's just waiting until later in the run to be able to pick up speed. He must be saving his tires a little bit longer than the other guys, as it looks like he's going to get to his bumper here entering in turn 3. Well, we got this nice green flag run going on here, Dewey. Before we get back into these green flag pit stops, I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, Motorsims Racing Magazine being on board all year for the Grand National Series. Want to give a big shout out to them. Go check them out at www.motorsimsracing.com. Pay a few other bills. Big thank you to our other two main sponsors who have been on board all season long. That's Inspec PC Towers. Ladies and gents, go check them out. Two pretty good guys over there running Inspec PC Towers, and Ken Younts and John Barron. They do a fantastic job putting together these PC Towers for these guys. To go through and set you up with a PC tower for any sim racing you're looking to get done. And also want to give a big shout out to Hancock's Quality Goods. Those guys on board week in, week on, week out as well. Go check them out at www.oilcanhancocks.com.
Spence Thompson looks to catch the 19 of Mike Bruno here, and there's a caution. The 13. That is Jason Burgess off of turn 2. Our first caution of the day comes 40 laps into the race. I think a lot of these drivers were looking forward to that yellow, as their cars are starting to ill handle every single corner. Mike Bruno is your leader. Second place, the 89 of Spence Thompson. Tyler Justice sits third. Zach Lindgren in fourth. And from 21st to 5th, the 81 of Andrew Cardinale. And I believe you will see every single car come down pit road here.
Yeah, I can't imagine everybody that wouldn't come rolling. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Corey Walters, Bradley Wilson, or Christopher Matthews staying out. Just if, you know, this is something I'd be doing if I was running this race, just to get those bonus points for leading the lap. Coming down, we're getting close here to go for the run for the championship here in the next couple weeks. So every little point counts at this point, I think, Dewey. And sometimes, you know, some guys forget to think about that, but is what it is. Looks like we're going to have everybody down on pit road just like you called it.
I'm sure a lot of these guys looking forward to some fresh tires on the car. A lot of ill-handling race cars out there. A lot of guys with damage. And the 59 of David Levine overshoots the pit box, goes to reverse, overshoots it yet again. Not good for the 59 of David Levine. Looks like Mike Bruno is the first car off of pit road. Tyler Justice will come out in the second position. Spence Thompson in third.
Yeah, Dewey, looks like we have a few guys on there taking advantage of a little extra time here under the caution, get some of their damage fixed up, come back out on the racetrack. When we come back green here, Dewey, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a different lineup. Looks like we're going to have Mike Bruno will be bringing us to the green. He won the race off pit road. Tyler Justice in second position. Spence Thompson in third. Andrew Cardinale in fourth. Craig Lerman picks up 2 spots in that pit exchange. It goes up to fifth. Zach Lindgren sixth. Bradley Wilson will restart in seventh with Christopher Matthews eighth. Corey Walters ninth. And in 10th position, Gordon Larson Jr. in the double out. Nice run so far for Corey Walters and Bradley Wilson and Christopher Matthews, moving up from the 18th, 16th, and 20th positions respectively to down be in the top 10. Also, Andrew Cardinale starting 21st. He'll be restarting 4th. He has moved up 17 spots since the start of this race.
A couple of cars who have taken it behind the wall. 13, Jason Burgess. He is done for the evening, along with the 87 of Ryan Daniels. He is also finished for the evening.
Yeah, Dewey, that should leave us with 15, 16 cars remaining on the track. 12 of those will be on the lead lap. First car 1 lap down will be the 17, it looks like, of Alan Westman out of Gislin, Minnesota. Alan asked me during practice tonight, he wanted me to give a shout out to his mom and dad and brothers and sisters and his uncles who are watching him race tonight here at Darlington. So big shout out to the Westman family. Thank you for tuning in to YouTube tonight and enjoy the race.
We are 2x2 nose to tail on the back straightaway, coming through turns 3 and 4 to get this race back underway here at Darlington. It is a sim spec front row to lead you back to green. Mike Bruno on the inside, Tyler Justice on the outside. The pace car pulls down, Mike Bruno on the hammer. We are back underway here at Darlington.
Those front two cars got one heck of a jump on the others coming in, so it looks like these guys are taking their time. We're getting across start-finish line and just giving plenty of room for everybody to get up into the groove and get single file as soon as possible to prevent anybody going into the corner side by side. Now the battle ensues duly between the two SimSpec PC Tower rigs, the 19 of Mike Bruno and the 7 of Tyler Justice. It'll be interesting to see if this green flag run runs out like the last one did, and see if we can't get Spence Thompson to come up and go through this. Looks like right now we're on board with Tyler Justice in the number 7 car. Should be a pretty cool view for you, ladies and gentlemen. To give you an idea how much track, how much banking is actually in this track as this car goes around, and how tough it is to actually hang on to these cars through the corners. You've got to be pretty precise with the throttle to keep it out of the wall. Well, Dewey, so far we've ran 45 green flag of the first 49 laps. Pretty good racing going on out there so far. A lot of give and take like we talked about earlier by all these drivers. So it's going to come down to the end here, and let's see fit it to the finish. So right now top 5 looks like we got Zach Lindgren in 6th position, the 43 of Craig Lerman. Looks like he's getting a little bit of pressure now from the 9 of Austin Jones, who is currently 21 laps down. Excuse me, 24 laps down.
The 88 Bradley Wilson down pit road with some massive damage to the right side of that machine. That is not good news for Bradley, having a good run here in the top 10.
Right now, the 72 of Ken Yautz has been able to catch the 00 of Gordon Larson Jr. as he pulls up into his bumper here, entering into turn 3.
Now, Ken had some big problems there on the opening lap with massive damage to the 72. Spent some time on pit road, got it fixed up enough to where he can go out there and race and just try and click off as many laps as he can.
You know, another car I wanted to talk about tonight, Dewey. Pretty good racer, you know, pretty respectable too. Derek Robinson in the 818 hasn't had a lot of luck lately, but you know what? He's up running in the top 15. He is 2 laps down. I know that he wasn't very confident coming into this track tonight, but he's held his own pretty good, and he's running some pretty clean laps. His car's been for the most part, kept pretty clean, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to hang on in these long green flag runs, and maybe pick up a caution here or two and get his lap slack, get back on the lead lap.
The 89 of Spence Thompson running fourth is able to track down the 81 of Andrew Cardinale, who's running in third. Zach Lindgren right there behind them. As they are starting to tighten up and maybe start a little battle here for the third position. As the two SimSpec cars are 3 seconds ahead of this group right here.
Yeah, dude, I think we're seeing a lot of follow the leader here tonight. That's just, one of the things that happens at a track like this. So these guys will get in and they'll get it behind somebody, and you know what? Wait for somebody to make a mistake getting in the wall, or as they are running around here through the middle of these laps, it looks like we're going to pick up lap 58 coming out here. So that being said, somebody gets in the wall, somebody will go by and take advantage of it.
Right now, Tyler Justice able to close the gap a little bit on the 19 of Mike Bruno as they work to get around the 2 of Evil Knievel Michael Redding. Spence Thompson looking to make it 3 wide, thought better of the situation, pulls back in line in turn 3 as they were working around the 2 of Michael Redding there.
Yeah, Dewey, that would have been pretty interesting to see what happens there. The 9 gets a huge run on the outside off the corner as the 81 pulls over, lets the 9 and the 89 go by. He didn't want to hold up any traffic. It looks like Spence Thompson's able to pick up third place out of that from Andrew Cardinale.
I'm not sure Andrew meant to do that. I think he meant to move out of the way for the 9 of Austin Jones. Has fresher tires, a little bit faster than these guys, and Spence Thompson took advantage. Zach Lindgren working on the 81 of Andrew Cardinale right now. That is for 4th, and Spence Thompson not too far ahead of them in 3rd. Derek Robinson, the next car for Mike Bruno and Tyler Justice to pass. He'll pull down here on the back straightaway. Let them go by. Zach Lindgren works by on the outside of Andrew Cardinale for 4th as they go into turns 1 and 2.
Looks like right now the 19 and 7 are just content to log laps, running 1st and 2nd. They've been following each other around the track now for a good 15-20 laps. 7 car Tyler Justice and the SimSpec PC Tower car not trying to get too close, cause any problems, but we do have a lap car out there that's pretty quick. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to catch them and try to make his way by.
Spence Thompson's trying to work his way around the 2 of Michael Redding. That's allowed Zach Lindgren to close the gap between them. Michael Redding will give them the outside lane into turn 3 and 4. Zach Lindgren now right there with Spence Thompson. Spins Thompson in the wall a little bit, causes a little bit of an accordion effect. Zach Lindgren shoots down low. He'll keep the position. Zach Lindgren shoots down to the bottom for third.
He got a big run off turn 2 there, Dewey. Caught him all the way down the backstretch and just dove to the bottom going into turn 3 and was able to make it stick.
Spence Thompson was dirt tracking it off of turn 2, able to hold off the 81 of Adrian Cardinale. Slowed up a little bit for Spence Thompson, but it seems the 89's handling is starting to go away here.
Yeah, we looked at that first long green flag run. I don't know if there were any adjustments he made that caused any issues with the car, Dewey, but he definitely isn't running as quick as he was earlier in this race. I don't know if he's just biding his time, holding his equipment, anticipating another really long green flag run, and he'll start making his way back up, but like you said, we've seen him getting loose off the corners a couple times now. He's able to hang on to it, but that will cause considerable wear to that right rear every time he gets loose off, and he could just burn it up. That might be the cause of him getting loose so much right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7 car is giving up a little bit of ground to the 19 of Mike Bruno right now. Look like he kissed the wall on an exit of turn. Just taking a look at the front of his car right now, and it looks like he's got a little more damage to the right front, and looks like it might be starting to affect his speed at this time. It's just tough getting back in the groove and getting back up to speed, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to hold on to his position here or not.
Right now, your top 5, Mike Bruno still in the lead. Tyler Justice in second. Third place is Zach Lindgren. Fourth is Spence Thompson. And fifth is Andrew Cardinale. We currently have 8 cars on the lead lap. 6th, Craig Learman. 7th, Christopher Matthews. And 8th, Corey Walters. Gordon Larson Jr. is the first car a lap down.
As we see Gordon Larson go back by the 17 of Alan Westman, looks like he's been wearing out the right side of that car pretty hard into the wall. He's got some pretty significant damage to the right front, as it seems like every other lap or so now I'm watching him kiss the wall on exits, impeding his speed pretty good. Tough night for him. Looks like 17's just struggling a little bit tonight. It happens to all race drivers once in a while, so be interesting to see if he's able to bounce back later in this race. He is currently 2 laps down at this time, with Gordon Larson being the first car 1 lap down and David Levine right behind him.
Caution out on the speedway. Looks like the 92 of Christopher Matthews off of turn 2, gets into the wall a little bit, and almost loops her completely around on the back straightaway. I think there are a lot of drivers that are looking forward to this caution. We've got everybody coming down pit road.
Pretty good run that time, Dewey, going by. We're in 77 laps into the race at this point, this time by, so only being our second caution, we've had some pretty solid green flag runs tonight. Good to see that out here. Hopefully next time this run we'll be able to get in and get a little further into it, see these guys go through some green flag pit stops. That could shake quite a few things up. But that being said, the one thing we're afraid of is cautions breed cautions, especially on this track, charging down into turn 1 side by side.
Looks like Mike Bruno will win the race off pit road, not by much. And he beats his teammate Tyler Justice. Zach Lindgren will come out in the 3rd position. Spence Thompson going to hang out on pit road and get some of that right side damage fixed. Andrew Cardinale also going to hang out on pit road for a minute and try and get more of his damage fixed.
I think, Dewey, the lucky dog that round was the 00 of Gordon Larson Jr. That'll bring him in back onto the lead lap at the end. He'll start at the tail end after making his pit stop, but good job by him hanging on and staying diligent and staying on the track and keeping his car clean. That will leave just 9 cars left on the lead lap, Dewey.
It's definitely been a long and grueling race for a lot of these drivers here tonight. And we are not done yet.
Looks like we'll have about 50 to 51 to go when we take the green. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, SimSpec PC Towers. Go check them out at www.simspecpc.com, or excuse me, simspec.com. And also the Hancock Quality Goods. Go check them out at www.oilcanhancocks.com. Also want to say a big thank you to TN Designs tonight for the sponsorship of our Pole Award winner, won by the 7 car of Tyler Justice, and BA Graphics for being on board. So it looks like right now the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero 200 here at Darlington, Dewey. It's been a pretty good run so far. A lot of green flag racing, a lot of patience out there by these drivers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we get closer to the end here. If we do see any late cautions, if they're going to be as courteous getting into turn 1 or not. So I think right now the advantage is probably the high line would be my guess, as long as the low line's able to hold it down on the restart diving into turn 1.
Everybody getting into formation here, 2 by 2, nose to tail down the back straightaway. Mike Bruno, Tyler Justice, still your front 2. Zach Lindgren 3rd, Craig Lerman up to 4th, and Corey Walters to 5th. Pace car pulls in. Mike Bruno is on the gas, and we are back underway. Green flag. And the 85 Zach Lindgren misses a shift.
Ladies and gentlemen, cars get into it. They're off of turn 2, or excuse me, turn 3, and we stay green. So looks looks like they were able to keep going. These guys just got kind of into each other and side by side.
Looks like Corey Walters and Spence Thompson. Craig Learman loose in turns 1 and 2, almost loses it. Great job saving that car. Gonna drop back a couple of positions, try and get back going here. And the two SimSpec cars, Mike Bruno, Tyler Justice, once again running away from the rest of the field. Zach Lindgren runs third, currently 1.8 seconds back last time by the stripe.
Yeah, dude, just watching our leaders there. And looks like Tyler Justice is a little bit quicker than Mike Bruno right now. He's getting to his bumper in these corners and having to brake in order to avoid running into his rear bumper. So I think right now they're content running 1 and 2. Otherwise, Bruno might have moved over for the 7 of Tyler Justice. But it'll be interesting to see if they still have that teamwork going on later in the race when it comes time for crunch time to see who's going to win.
The 89 is Spence Thompson on pit road, currently getting some damage repaired. That was a tough break for Spence as he was running in the top 5 since the start of this race. For somebody who's had some tough luck the past couple of months, running great right now in the 4th position, that is Christopher Matthews. Started 16th. He's been collected in a lot of accidents over these past couple of months that we've been airing these races. But he's having a great run here tonight, currently running 4th. Hopefully he can keep his nose clean and come away with the top 5 here tonight.
Yeah, definitely do. He's had one heck of a race. He's one of those drivers at the beginning of the race who chose to start from the back. And he's moved his way up pretty good. The other another one to talk about there is at 43 of Craig Lerman. He's held his own in top 5, top 7 all night long. Staying on the lead lap, staying out of trouble. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to make up some ground too during this long green flag run.
Andrew Cardinale almost loops it in 1 and 2 as he was running down the 43 of Craig Learman. He had to get on the brakes big time. That's going to allow David Levine to catch up to the 81. He is currently 2 laps down, trying to race his way back up to maybe get a lucky dog before the end of this race.
So next time by, do 41 laps go out of this 130. Been a pretty good race overall, pretty quick. We have only had 2 cautions for 7 laps, so some solid driving going on out there tonight by these boys from NMNTS in the Grand National Series.
It looks like the 72 of Kenneth Jones has pulled it behind the wall into the garage. Tough break for him. Trouble since the start of this race here at Darlington, and he is officially out of the race. First and second been running about 2/10 apart every single lap, and they've kept about the same distance between them and the third place running car of Zach Lindgren, 1.7 seconds back. Christopher Matthews is slowly fading back. He's currently 6.3 seconds off the leader. Andrew Cardinale in fifth is currently 10.8 seconds behind.
Yeah, as we speak to, we've got just 8 cars left on the lead lap. First car 2 laps down, the 59 David Levine that you were talking about earlier. So looks like Corey Walters is currently 18.76 seconds back of the leader in the number 12 car. So he's got a good full straightaway ahead of the leaders. So as long as he keeps running where he's at, and it's going to take quite a few laps for the leaders to be able to come in and get by him.
I'm wondering, Tom, if the 7 of Tyler Justice is patiently running behind the 19 of Mike Bruno, or if he truly cannot find a way around. He's been right there on the tail of Mike Bruno, but he is not quite caught up to his back bumper. We haven't seen him try to make a move.
Yeah, you know what? It's so tough to pass here at Darlington. It is. You got to take a pretty big risk to get by these guys. So if he's going to have to make a pass, I think he's going to have to wait for the 19 to make a mistake. And if Mike Bruno doesn't make any mistakes there in the 19, it's going to be really tough to get by him. Especially as we get later on in these green flag runs, when these cars start to get tighter and tighter and the handling goes away. It seems like a lot of these cars have been so loose at the beginning of these runs that they're burning off their right rear tire, and it gets later in the run, it just tends to get a little pushy loose, so to speak. With these cars, you got to take it really easy to be able to get by somebody. You got to have some really good opportunity or a good run closing down the front stretch or the back stretch. '17 gets loose coming off of the exit of 3, or excuse me, off the exit of 2. That's going to allow these leaders to close on Allen just a couple seconds here. He's able to gather it back up and get his momentum back going to hold it through the corner. Definitely the class of field tonight, these two Synspec PC 2 hours rigs tonight there, Dewey. You know, the 19 and the 7 have had pretty good success around these treks. I know that they get quite a bit of TV time, and we talk about them quite a bit. But you know what? When you run up to the front, that's what happens. So be interesting to see here as we get going on. 31 laps to go this time by, 30 to go. So it's going to start getting down to crunch time here. I don't know if we're going to see another pit stop or not, unless there's a green flag or a caution.
Tyler Justice definitely looks to be getting a little more aggressive now. These past couple laps, he has really gained on the 19 of Mike Bruno, and he's peeked his nose underneath him a couple of times, not made any moves yet. And here he goes down the front straightaway, not going to have it here. Is Tyler Justice starting to maybe plan out a move here for the end of the race to get by his teammate in the 19 of Mike Bruno?
Yeah, definitely. We're coming up on lap traffic too, Dewey, so that might you know, that's going to cause also could become a factor. Some of these cars race for position up on the lead, even though they're lapped down. They don't necessarily want to just move over and give up positions for another guy to go through. So it could be interesting to see when we get down towards the end here just how Tyler's going to get around the 19 of Mark Bruno. As our leaders will be approaching the number 2 of Evil Knievel, looks like he pulls down to the bottom on the backstretch. Classy move there. Let the leaders go by clean and let them run their race. You know, the number 2, Michael Redding, got into a little bit of damage earlier. He's in tough shape. He's 2 laps down, is all still in the top 10. Right in front of him is David Levine, 2 laps down. So looks like the next car that we're going to have see go lap down, if it happens, would be the 00 Gordon Larson. And it looks like they're just about a quarter away from catching him at this time.
The position change for 4th, the 81, Andrew Cardinale, able to run down Christopher Matthews in the 92 and take that spot away. A great run by both of those drivers. Andrew Cardinale started 21st. He is up to 4th. Christopher Matthews 16th to 5th.
Yeah, great run by those 2 drivers for sure. Another one is that Corey Walters in the 12. He ran into a little bit of incidents earlier, but he's found his way up to 7th position right now from 17, or excuse me, a 20th starting position. So nice big move by him, moving up 13 spots since the start of the race.
Caution out on the speedway. This is going to change everything. And that is a tough break yet again for the 92 of Christopher Matthews. He's coming off turn 2. Andrew Cardinale gets into the wall a little bit. Christopher Matthews tries to whoa up a little too hard and loops it around. Not a hard lick for the 92. He should be able to continue, not a problem.
So
Christopher Matthews is having a great run.
We got 22 laps to go. I'm assuming we're going to see every single one of those leaders come down pit road. It'll be interesting to see if anybody's going to try to stay out on old tires. I just don't see it being any benefit with 20 laps to go, 19 laps to go when we go back to green. How about you?
I think if I was out there racing, I would definitely come down pit road here and just try and save my equipment. And it looks like most of the guys are heading that way. We'll see if anyone tries to fake out. Your top 3 currently coming down pit road. Andrew Cardinale also down pit road. Craig Learman will follow him in. We will see Christopher Matthews come in, fix that little bit of damage he has there from the little tap into the wall that he had. It looks like everybody on the lead lap is on pit road as we suspected.
I think sometimes, Dewey, people don't realize that this is one long pit road. It goes the entire backstretch to the entire length of the front stretch. It takes these drivers a long time to get through because that pit road speed limit is right around 45 miles per hour. So anything above that, you get a flag at this point. It'd be a tough break there. And again, Mike Bruno beats Tyler Justice just barely off of pit road to maintain the lead.
Zach Lindgren comes out with the third position off of pit road. Looks like Craig Learman able to get off in fourth.
We come back to restart. It'll be interesting to see if Tyler's got anything for Mike Bruno to try to hold him down on the bottom and to pick off that position at the start. Although Mike has the benefit of the doubt, he restarts the race being the leader, but it'll be interesting to see if Tyler's able to make any moves to try to get around his teammate early on in this green flag run to try to get away for a win. But be interesting to see what happens here in the restart. Congrats to Craig Lerman up to fourth position now. Great pit stop, getting him out in front of a couple other drivers. He has got one heck of a run going on. Corey Walters up to fifth. Pretty cool by him. So we're going to maintain, looks like 8 cars on the lead lap. The first car, 8th position, will be Gordon Larson Jr. cracking the top 10 from a 13th starting spot. So congratulations to him running an excellent race again tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we go back to green here. We will have the number 19, Mike Bruno, starting the race for us. So Tyler Justice in second. Outside of him, inside row 2, will be Zach Lindgren in the 85. And outside 43.
We're rolling down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Pace car looking to duck in and get us back underway here at Darlington. We'll take you on board with the 7 of Tyler Justice, as this should be an interesting restart here with not a lot of laps left. Pace car is in. Mike Bruno is on the gas. We're back underway. Green flag at Darlington.
19 and Mike Bruno got a big jump on that restart doing. He'll secure that first position, move up into the high line. So we're on board with Tyler Justice going around with him right now.
That was a great start by Mike Bruno. He's got a little bit of a gap here on Tyler Justice. Zach Lindgren is in third. Craig Learman is in fourth. Fifth is Corey Walters. Tyler Justice all over the 19 of Mike Bruno for the lead. Just not able to find a good spot to get by the 19. You definitely don't want to take each other out or risk taking yourself out trying to go to the bottom, as there's almost no grip down there. The 19 of Mike Bruno in the wall. Tyler Justice gives him a shot in the shorts. Everyone still keeps going. Almost disaster off turn 2.
That was pretty exciting right there, dude. I was just going in to check the damage on Mike Bruno's car. His car was completely clean. Now he's got his right front pushed up, identical to the way his teammate does, Tyler Justice in the 7. So it'll be interesting to see if it's going to hold him up at all with that little bit of damage he's got to the left rear from getting that little bumper rub from Tyler in that last incident. But as you can see, it didn't slow up either of those drivers at all, Dewey. They're still pulling away from that third place car of Zach Lindgren. They're up 1.5 seconds at this point.
Mike Bruno looks a little loose off of two, able to hold on. Tyler Justice was looking to the outside, did not have enough momentum. As Tyler Justice all over the rear bumper of Mike Bruno, just cannot find a way around him.
This time by, we're going to have 13 laps to go, a 13-lap green flag shootout to get it done tonight. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to come down to the wire, I think, between these two drivers.
Tyler Justice looking to the inside down the back straightaway. Mike Bruno through a little bit of a block here into 3 and 4. Tyler Justice on the bottom. Mike Bruno up against the wall.
Momentum goes to the 19 as he's able to hold on out of the exit of turn 4 and get across the start-finish line before the number 7, Tyler Justice. So looks like Tyler Justice just a little bit quicker than Mike right now. Mike's trying to make his car as wide as he possibly can, and he's doing a pretty good job with it.
Great battle here late between two teammates racing for the win at Darlington. Tyler Justice a little sideways in 3 and 4, able to hold on. Got a good run off of 4 even though he was sideways. Mike Bruno is still going to hold on to the lead, but Tyler Justice lost almost no time.
It's turning up to be one huge battle between these two SimSec 3T Tower drivers as they snake down the backstretch. Mike Bruno makes that car just too wide for Tyler Justice to get by in the backstretch. Let's see if he can get a run out of turn 4 again like he did last time. He might have a chance to get to him before turn 1.
The rest of the cars on the lead lap, the rest of the cars in the field are pretty fanned out. The only two that are this close together are the two that are on your screen, the 7 and the 19. Tyler Justice is going to try and shoot the gap. Mike Bruno closes the door in turns 3 and 4 as this is getting good up front.
Yeah, dude, I think this is the battle we've been waiting to see all night long here with 9 to go, 8 to go now this time by. So interesting to see what Tyler Justice, if he's able to hold on to his machine. It seems to be obviously he's the quicker car, but you know what? These guys are battling for the win. So that being said, looks like Tyler drops to the bottom out of 4, or excuse me, out of 2. He might get a nose into the bottom going into 3. We'll see if Mike can hold on to the momentum on the high side. And he does, coming out of exit of turn 4, and he's able to get back to the start-finish. So looks like if Tyler's going to be able to get by him, he's going to have to do something where he can get to the high side on the exit of turn 4. Otherwise, it's just too much grip up there for Mike Bruno to hold on to his car.
Tyler Justice looking to the inside here down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2, trying to make the bottom work against the 19 of Mike Bruno. Not able to do it as the high side still has good momentum coming down the back straightaway as they almost touched in turns 1 and 2. No harm, no foul. But as these two battle, the 85, Zach Lindgren, starting to come back into the picture. He's down to 1.2 seconds back, and he is gaining on them as they both battle for the lead.
Yeah, that's for sure. Perfect opportunity for Zach Lindgren saving and stuff back there, watching these two battle side by side, Dewey. It's going to take something pretty drastic, or something's going to have to happen for the 7 car to get by the 19 of Mike Bruno, whether it's lap traffic in the way. Tough break for Zach Lindgren. He was in the catbird seat with these two battling. Could only see something going wrong, and he would have been able to capitalize there in 3rd position. That opens the door for Craig Lerman to take over the 3rd place position.
A little bit of a struggle to get around the lap down car between Mike Bruno, Tyler Justice, and David Levine. And Mike Bruno able to open up a little bit of a gap on the 7. We'll see if the 7 can't close that back up here with just a couple laps to go.
Well, next time by the stripe, Dewey, we will have 4 laps to go, buddy. 4 laps of green flag racing. Looks like we're going to have the potential to go green here to the end. So it's going to come down to Tyler Justice closing that gap and finding a way by him, or if Mike gets stuck behind or Meyer behind a couple lap cars.
We also have a good battle going on for third. Craig Lerman is in third, but Zach Lindgren able to get himself back rolling. And he is now battling with the 43, looking to his outside down the back straightaway. Back for third goes Zach Lindgren in the 85.
As that was happening, Mike Bruno was able to open up a 0.6 of a second lead over the 7 of Tyler Justice. So it looks like he's been able to break that draft of the 7, and it'll be interesting to see if he's able to hold on to it. This much of a gap next time by will be 2 to go, Dewey. 2 to go next time by.
.818 Derek Robinson right in front of your leader of Mike Bruno here as they come off of turn 2. Derek Robinson going to pull down and let him by, along with the 7 of Tyler Justice, who's half a second behind. Tyler Justice into the wall, coming down the back straightaway, trying to give the car everything he could, but he will not catch the 19 of Mike Bruno. Rolling through turns 3 and 4 down the front straightaway, the winner at Darlington, the 19 of Mike Bruno.
He did one heck of a job tonight, the 19 of Mike Bruno did back there, holding on to that lead for the last 30, 40 laps tonight, so towards the end there, he was able to make his car as wide as possible and hold on to her. Congrats to him coming out in the SimSpec PC Towers number 17 rig.
Mike Bruno is your winner here tonight. Second place, his teammate, the 7. That's Tyler Justice. Coming home in third, the 85 of Zach Lindgren. Fourth, the 43 of Craig Lerman. Fifth, the 92 of Christopher Matthews. Sixth, the 81 of Andrew Cardinale. 7th, Gordon Larson Jr. 8th, Corey Walters. That is all the cars on the lead lap. David Levine 9th. Evil Knievel Michael Redding will come home 10th.
11th place will be the 818 of Derek Robinson. Alan Westman will finish in 12th position. The 89 of Spence Thompson in number 13 spot. Number 9, Austin Jones in 14th. Bradley Wilson, the 88 in 15th position. Kenneth Yellens, the 72 car, will be in 16th. And 17th will be Jason Burgess in the 13 car. 87, Ryan Daniels will finish 18th. Ryan Broderick, the 32, will finish 19th. And the 77 of Cody West will round out the top 20 and 20 cars in the field tonight, finishing 20th.
We'll see if we can't get these guys into the booth for a little bit of an interview action here before we close out the broadcast. Your third place finisher here tonight, Zach Lindgren. Zach, congratulations on a podium finish in a hard-fought race there, buddy.
Yeah, it was a really good race. I had a really good time, and I hope the viewers enjoyed it at home.
Yeah, Zach, that was a lot of fun to watch you run there. It looked like you got a little loose or got into the wall, got tight there, and gave up the third position for a little bit there to the 43, Craig Lerman, but you were able to get it back going and get back to the podium. What happened there? We were thought that maybe the two leaders were going to get into each other, and you were sitting in the catbird seat waiting to pounce.
Yeah, watching them two guys up front, I was really just kind of pacing myself. I wanted to get up there as quick as I could, but I knew the harder they ran, the quicker I'd be. I saw them really get out of shape out of 2, and I caught them big time into 3 and 4. And going into 1 and 2, I just had a lapse of concentration. I was focusing on them more than I was focused on my line. And back end barely tapped the wall, and it sent the front end into the wall. And I tried to correct it, try to keep speed out of it, and I just gassed it too hard coming out of it, and eventually almost spun. But after tonight, after the first run that we had, we'll take a podium finish. That's 3 consecutive top 3s at Darlington, and I'll gladly take that. I mean, this track is really fun to race. Congratulations to Bruno and Tyler. I mean, I was watching their race for the last 15, 20 laps, and it was some of the most intense racing I've ever seen out of those guys. I don't want to be that driver, but I was kind of hoping to see both of them kind of get into each other and really slow up, but I mean, both of those guys are the class act of the field today, and I was hoping they'd get into each other, but you know, it's the way racing goes, and I'll just be glad to take a third.
Yeah, definitely. Great job. Fun watching you run tonight. Anybody you want to thank out there?
Yeah, I want to thank TN Designs, PSI, my sponsors tonight, WFO, my teammates Bradley, Spence, Terry, Robbie, everyone that was watching for WFO, the brave men and women overseas that defend this country day in and day out. I mean, it's awesome that those guys do it, the selflessness for them. That's everyone I got. Just thank everybody. I want to thank you guys for putting on, you know, letting us rewatch it and broadcasting for us. That's everyone I got for tonight.
All right, perfect. Great run tonight here in the VFW Sport Clicks Help a Hero 200 at Darlington. Congratulations on the podium finish. The top 3, go celebrate with your team and have fun.
All right, thank you guys.
That was Zach Lindgren, your third place finisher. We'll see if we can't get a word with Tyler Justice. And Tyler, you brought home second tonight, led early, got into the wall a little bit, and tried to fight your way back past the 19 of Mike Bruno. Just couldn't make your way around him.
Yeah, that was a heck of a race. Props to him for racing so clean, and congratulations for him on the win. But yeah, I've pretty much hung with him. I was trying to hang with him every one of those runs just to save tires, and we both were just content to ride where we were at for most of the race. Because Spence, when he was saving tires, he'd come right back up through there at the end of the run. So we were trying to stay sitting there first and second to try and conserve tires a little bit so we'd have something for the long run. But yeah, I came out of that last run right there, and I was hounding him, but I felt like the only part of the run I could pass him is either in the first 5 laps or at the very end of the run. Once I got to the middle of the run, he was freaking stellar, and I knew I'd have to get a run coming off 2 getting into 3, because passing him in 1 and 2 was probably going to be pretty much near impossible. So I was trying to get that run coming off of 2 getting into 3 and trying to dive it in there and slide up, but he was holding his own pretty good. So congrats to him, and that was the most fun racing I've ever had on here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, going through, watching you guys. Definitely a class of the field tonight in your SimSpec PC Tower rigs. So good job again tonight, Tyler. Glad we got to talk to you again. Congrats on the TN Designs Pole Award as well tonight. So all in all, pretty good night. Anybody you want to thank out there?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to thank SimSpec for being on the car. I got this nice throwback thanks to Kenneth Yance. I want to thank John Barron. I want to thank Bradley and Michael. And I want to thank you guys in the booth, and shout out to all my teammates, especially Mike on this win. That was really fun racing there.
All right, perfect. Go celebrate it, have some fun, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, appreciate it, man.
That was Tyler Justice, the second place finisher, and now we will speak to the winner here at Darlington, Mike Bruno. Congratulations on the victory. That was a heck of a race there at the end.
Oh my God, thank you so much, man. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely, Mike. That was a lot of fun watching you try to make your car as wide as possible on the exits of those corners. You know what? You got to do it. You get that towards the end of the race. You want to keep your position. Obviously, the high line through 3 and through 3 and 4 had the momentum. So watching you go around there, Tyler trying to drop his nose under, getting a run off of 2 a couple laps there, got right up to your door, but just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, definitely. First off, I want to thank Tyler, man. That was some of the best, most respectful, clean, awesome hard racing that I've ever had on here, and I wouldn't expect any less from him, man. He's always got my number for every race, man. So to get one from him is awesome. But great job by everybody tonight, man. Zach Lindgren for coming home 3rd. Tyler, of course, coming home 2nd. I know Spence would have been up here too if he didn't get caught up, but great job tonight. I'm really happy to bring this win home, and yeah, man, this is my heart's still beating out of my chest.
Yeah, that was something else. I know a lot of the drivers had a lot of concern getting into this track. There's as greasy and as slippery and as loose as it was, so everybody did a pretty good job out there tonight holding on to it. You were just a lot better than the others, so congrats on the win, and go out and celebrate that, buddy. Anybody you want to thank?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, definitely. I'd like to thank my sponsor, SimSpec, as always. Go visit simspec.com, get yourself a nice PC tower. I want to thank Tyler Justice specifically for that most amazing racing in the last 20 laps there. That was just top notch. And I want to thank everybody else too. Through this whole race, everybody was awesome as far as like lap down cars go, giving room, stuff like that. That was really cool. Really a class act by everybody, and I really appreciate that. And thank you to my teammates at MR Motorsports, Mike Redding, all them guys. Thank you guys, and thanks Bradley and Mike for putting this thing on.
All right, sounds good. Go celebrate that win, Mike. Appreciate you joining us up here in the booth.
Thanks a lot, boys. I really appreciate it.
Well, there we have it, Dewey. We got the conclusion there. Looks like we got another one in the books here at Darlington Speedway, the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero 200, presented by Motor Sims Racing Magazine. Pretty exciting race there towards the end. We only had, I think it was just 3 cautions the entire night, so it looks like everything's headed in the right direction as far as the NMNTS League goes. They put on another amazing show again. I don't know what else to say there, Dewey. Can't say enough.
Yeah, it was definitely a great race. You know, them guys really battled hard there, and there was a lot of clean, respectful racing, and you can't ask for anything better than that. Just 2 guys going at it as hard as they can, and that was a great job by all the drivers here tonight. Tough track conditions, and it was a blast to watch them.
Yeah, it definitely was. Can't say enough about those guys and everything that they did to hold their cars together on this track. That's every driver from in the top 10, really. You know, we had a couple guys, I think we finished with 8 on the lead lap, but there were a couple guys back there who got it figured out quick, just went a couple laps down, weren't able to get them back, and that's just due to a lot of green flag run. That being said, Dewey, why don't we take care of some housekeeping, and we'll get out of here for the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up on the video. If you subscribe, you'll be able to see every time that we go live if you hit the little bell there, so that way you don't miss any races here at the NMNTS. We're also on Facebook at No Race TV. You can keep up to date with all of the races that we are currently broadcasting, the NMNTS. They are on Facebook as well. Go check them out and keep up with points, sportsmanship awards, and everything in between. And I just want to say thanks for everything from you, Tom, and Tom Jinx up in the booth, and the guys at the NMNTS for everything so far. This has definitely been a blast. And last but not least, we want to say thanks to our sponsors, and we'll leave it to you, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. Got a big shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, they're on board night in, night out with NMNTS, and that is Motor Sims Racing Magazine and Motor Sims Racing Association. Go check them out at www.motorsimsracing.com. Also want to give a big shout out to our 2 primary sponsors. First and foremost, Hancock's Quality Goods. Ladies and gentlemen, they got some pretty cool products out there. Go check them out at www.oilcanhancocks.com. Use the promo code Thunder17 when making a purchase. Get yourself a little discount. And definitely last but not least, SimSpec PC Towers. The guys over there, Ken Yallens and John Barron, do a fantastic job, ladies and gentlemen, setting you guys up with your PC towers for any kind of simulated racing or any kind of sim whatsoever. So they get you set up. You're on a budget or not on a budget, but they can get you taken care of. That being said, and last but not least, definitely want to thank BA Graphics and TN Designs for being our Pole Award winner tonight. So, well, Dewey, we had a pretty good night, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to say a big, huge thank you for tuning in tonight. So we will see you next week. It looks like on next Saturday, we will resume the broadcast for the ARCA series here at NMNTS. For those of you out there in YouTube land and TV land and anybody on board, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.